Set procedure to vet NRC claims. Supreme Court. Set procedure to vet NRC claims. Supreme Court. As you all know, yesterday we have a news that 40 lakh people are not in the NRC in Assam. 40 lakh people are not in NRC in Assam. There might be some genuine cases also. So Supreme Court told, set a proper procedure to genuinely look into their claims, and foreigners tribunal will look into their claims, and this will give the entire picture. So set procedure, there should be a SOP, standard operating procedure, to look into all the claims, and the procedure should be fair. It should be fair enough to deal with each and every case. A fair opportunity should be given, and a person should be given to present their own case. Then only you can reject the claim of citizenship. So this is what is Supreme Court told on NRC recent draft, National Registry of Citizens. Next article, see, states told to count Rohingya. States told to count Rohingya. 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 Listen, Rohingyas are Muslim minorities in Myanmar. There is a country in the world called Myanmar, which is a neighboring country to India, which has a border with India. In this country, there is a province called Rakhine province. Rakhine. In Myanmar, there is a province called Rakhine province. In Rakhine province, there were Muslim minorities called Rohingyas. The worst form of human rights abuse is going on in the world presently in Myanmar against Rohingyas. Myanmar country is disowning them. According to them, disowning them. According to them, Rohingyas do not belong to Myanmar. They don't want to have them in the Myanmar. And 1 year back, Indian government have decided to deport 40,000 Rohingyas who are located in India. Deport means send back. Refoulement. The word we can use is refoulement also. And now the thing is, the center asked the states to give the count of Rohingyas. Each state should give how many Rohingyas are present in each state in India. Center asked how many Rohingyas are present in each state in India. The Union Home Ministry have sent an advisory to the state governments to enumerate, observe and collect biometric data of Rohingya migrants living in India. Biometric data of Rohingya migrants living in India. Understood? Traditionally, India followed a policy of warm welcome to refugees. Warm welcome means we used to have Tibetan refugees, Sri Lankan Tamilian refugees, Bangladesh Chakma refugees, Jewish refugees. India is a land of refugees. But unfortunately, Rohingyas, we are planning to deport them. Just think it over. Next article is about Vijay Mallya. India told to submit video of jail. Vijay Mallya, you all know, has to pay 9,000 crores as NPS to banks. He has taken loan but he has not repaid. This is called NPA, and Vijay Mallya went to London. Now the UK courts are asking India to show the jail conditions, video of the jail conditions. Vijay Mallya, if he is sent back to India, where he will be put, in which jail, and what are the jail conditions. Jail conditions enti. Next thing, center is pulling out of FRDI bill. FRDI bill, Financial Resolution and Deposit Insurance Bill. Last year there is a big issue on FRDI bill. There is a bill called FRDI bill, where when you save your money in the bank, according to the bill, there is no guarantee bank goes bankruptcy. జనరల్గా డబ్బులు బ్యాంక్లో ఉంటే నా దగ్గర నీ డబ్బులు ఉంటే బ్యాంక్లో ఉన్నట్టే అంటాం కదా. ఎఫ్ఆర్డిఐ బిల్ కనుక ఇంప్లిమెంట్ అవుతే బ్యాంక్లో డబ్బులు పెడితే ఆ డబ్బులకి ఎవరు గ్యారంటీ కాదు, బ్యాంక్ దివాళా కొడితే. అర్థమైందా? సో అప్పుడు లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ దీని మీద చాలా పెద్ద గోల్ అయిందనమాట. నౌ సెంటర్ ఈస్ ట్రయింగ్ టు విత్డ్రా ద ఎఫ్ఆర్డిఐ బిల్. ఇట్స్ గుడ్ ఫర్ ద కస్టమర్స్. ఈవెన్ టుడే ఐ థింక్ యూ ఆల్ నో only up to 1 lakh our money is guaranteed. Beyond that our money is not guaranteed. Beyond that our money is not guaranteed. If banks goes bankrupt, if you have a lot of deposits, just think it over. FRDA bill. So coming to center page articles, editorial. Okay, the same editorial with respect to Assam. With respect to Assam, 4 million people, that is 40 lakh people's names are missing in the NRC. 40 lakh people names are missing in the NRC, and 55,000 workforce worked to prepare NRC. 55,000. And here there is data. In 1951 you have NRC, National Registry of Citizens. You have electoral rolls of 1961 and 71, but all are having some omissions, some emissions, there are some mistakes. So complete record is very difficult to bring now. It's very difficult to bring. So there will be some genuine cases, there will be some illegal cases. Very difficult to draw entire complete picture of NRC. Very difficult. ఒక రాష్ట్రం మొత్తం సిటిజన్స్ ఎవరు కాదని డిసైడ్ చేయడం అంత ఈజీ పని అయితే కాదు. ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ సో ఈజీ టు డిసైడ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్. నెక్స్ట్ ఆర్టికల్, టువర్డ్స్ వార్స్ ఎండ్. టువర్డ్స్ వార్స్ ఎండ్. Towards war's end. In Middle East there is a country called Syria. You have to locate Syria first. Those who are preparing now, you have to locate Syria in the map and borders of Syria. Okay, Syria is ruled by a leader called Bashar al-Assad. Syria ki oka leader unnadu, ayana peru Bashar al-Assad. The problem is America wanted to pull down the Bashar al-Assad government. Most of the Western democracies does not want Bashar al-Assad to exist. But Russia supports Bashar al-Assad. Russia supports Bashar al-Assad. Even Iran also supports Bashar al-Assad. What is the problem in Syria? Basically try to understand. In the Middle East, you will be seeing lot of turmoil and fight. In the Middle East, you will be seeing lot of turmoil and fight. In Muslims, there are two communities, Shias and Sunnis. There are two communities, Shias and Sunnis. In all the Islamic countries, we find this conflict between Shias and Sunnis. In the Middle East, for example, Saudi Arabia is a Sunni dominated country. Is a Shia country. Bashar wants to Shia minority sect called Alawite sect. In Syria, the majority of the people are Sunnis. In Syria, the majority of the people are Sunnis, and Bashar al-Assad is a Shia, all white. Most of the people don't want Bashar al-Assad, but Bashar al-Assad do not want to come down. This is a problem in Syria. Civil war in Syria. You will be seeing pathetic pictures in Syria. But he wanted to be powerful. There were rebels. There is IS operation, American intervention, Saudi Arabian intervention, and everybody tried to interfere, but nothing happened. And now you should understand one more point which is there in the article. The point is 7 to 10% of Syrian population are Kurdish. They are called Kurds, Kurd. They are minorities in Syria, Muslim minorities in Syria. They are called Kurd, Kurd. Kurds exist in Turkey, they exist in Iraq, they exist in Syria. So in some countries in the world they exist, Kurds. But in majority, basically they have a fight. They want separate country from North Iraq called Kurdistan. వాళ్ళకు ఒక ప్రత్యేకమైన దేశం కావాలి. ఎప్పటి నుంచి వాళ్ళు గొడవ పెట్టుకుంటున్నారు. మైనారిటీస్ గ్రూప్ ఉంది, వాళ్ళ పేరు కుర్డ్స్. దే ఆర్ కుర్ద్, KURD, కుర్డ్స్. అండ్ there is a conflict between Kurd population and Syrian government all the time. In Syria also there is an issue between Kurdish population because Kurdish are minority. They are minority group, 7 to 10%. And even in Turkey they have a problem. Tayyip Erdogan is against Kurds. In Turkey there is a problem. In Iraq there is a problem. In Syria also there is a problem. In Syria now, the Kurdish group leaders and Syrian government is coming to talks. Going to have talks. In north and eastern part of Syria, Kurdish majority is there. In Syria, northern part of Syria and eastern part of Syria, there is a Kurdish majority. So Kurdish population are located there. So this is a story behind the article. So now towards wars ends means people are trying to have peace by dialogue, by discussion. That is the meaning of the heading. Talks between Assad regime and Kurdish rebels portend peace in north and east Syria. Now I think you got it. అసాద్ కి కుర్దిష్ రెబల్స్ కి మధ్య చర్చల వల్ల నార్త్ అండ్ ఈస్టర్న్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ సిరియాలో శాంతి నెలకొల్పే అవకాశం ఉంది. అది దీని మీనింగ్. ఓకే, సో యువర్ డ్యూటీ ఈజ్ you should know which country in the Middle East is Shia majority, which country is Sunni majority, and who are Quds, KURDS Quds, where they are located. దీని మీద రేపు మీరు ఒకసారి చదువుకుని రండి. మీకు విషయం అర్థమైందా నేను ఏం చెప్పాలనుకున్నాను? ఇది తెలిస్తే కనుక మీకు చాలా ప్రాబ్లమ్స్కి అర్థమవుద్దు. ప్రాబ్లం ఈజీగా నేను ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తే. రేపు అడుగుతాను, మీరు చెప్పలేకపోతే నేను ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాను. షియా, సున్నీ అండ్ కుర్డ్స్. సిరియాలో బషర్ అల్ అసద్ ఏంటి, అదొక పెద్ద స్టోరీ, మామూలు స్టోరీ కాదు. 2011 నుంచి స్టోరీ భయంకరంగా జరుగుతుంది. 2011 నుంచి స్టోరీ నేను 2011 నుంచి స్టోరీ ఫోకస్గా ఫాలో అయినా ఇంతవరకు బషర్ అల్ అసద్ దిగే అవకాశమే లేదు. ఓకే, హీ హాస్ సపోర్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ రష్యా అండ్ స్ట్రాంగ్ సపోర్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ చైనా ఆల్సో ఎర్లియర్. బషర్ అల్ అసద్ అండ్ అమెరికా వాంట్స్ డెమోక్రసీ టు బి ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ ఇన్ సిరియా. బషర్ అల్ అసద్ దిగాలి, ఎలక్షన్ జరగాలి అని అమెరికా. హూ ఇస్ ద లీడర్? బషర్ అల్ అసద్. గాట్ ఇట్? సో మీరు ఏం చేయాలి? సిరియన్ బార్డరింగ్ కంట్రీస్, ఇరాక్ ఎక్కడుంది, యెమెన్ ఎక్కడుంది, ఒమెన్ ఎక్కడుంది, సిరియా ఎక్కడుంది, సిరియా చుట్టూ సిరియాకి బార్డర్ ఉందా లేదా, ఇవన్నీ నాకు కావాలి రేపటికి. డీటెయిల్స్ అడుగుతాను, క్వశ్చన్స్ రాగానే. గ్రూప్గా అడగను, ఇండివిజువల్గా అడుగుతాను. నెక్స్ట్ థింగ్, ఏ ఫండమెంటల్ ఎర్రర్. You need not bother about the error here because it is immaterial to you. I will explain to the extent which is the data protection bill based on Sri Krishna committee report is now in the discussion in many newspapers. As you all know, few months back, European Union also had GDPR, General Data Protection Regulations. Based on that, we also made good data protection bill. But the thing here is fundamental right to privacy, and is a fundamental right. And when a fundamental right is violated, you can go to court. And directive principle. If a directive principle is violated, you cannot go to court. State should promote common good is a directive principle. State should promote common good is a directive principle. Here, the other discusses various things. The judgment is little bit erroneous, all these things. That is not required. But remember, right to privacy last year is accepted as a fundamental right. Right to privacy last year is accepted as a fundamental right. That's it. Enough. Nothing more than that. Next. The public-private gap in healthcare. The public-private gap in healthcare. 15-20 days back, there is a big issue in India. The issue is in Chennai, in organ transplantation. I remember out of 38, 34 organ transplantation, means majority of the organ donations went for foreigners, not for Indians. Kidneys, liver, heart, lungs, these are all organs. ఈ ఆర్గాన్ ఎవరైనా ఆర్గాన్ ఫెయిల్ అయితే వాళ్ళ ఆర్గాన్ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మ్ అవుతుంది, ట్రాన్స్ప్లాంట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. సో the organs were transplanted not for Indians but for foreigners. We have prioritized. Chennai Organ Transplantation Organization gave that priority. So in this health sector in India, and the entire issues were being discussed. One thing, right to health care is not a fundamental right in India yet. As we have fundamental right to education, we don't have that. And our spending in healthcare is far less than we have expected. And the target for that is 2.5% of GDP. Future target of spending on healthcare is 2.5% of GDP. Out of box expenditure is also there. And there are two types of healthcare, preventive care and curative care. Preventive care is even before the disease comes, changing our lifestyle, changing the habits, all these things comes under preventive care. Curative care is after the disease occurred, curing the disease. Prevention is always better than cure. You all know that. Prevention is always better than cure. Here, recently Government of India launched a scheme called Ayushman Bharat. Government of India kottaga oka scheme launch chesindi, dani peru Ayushman Bharat. You should understand a point. Government schemes are very important for UPSC. Government scheme launch chesindante manchi pedda schemes avi nechukovali. Ayushman Bharat provides health insurance to the maximum of 5 lakh rupees. Ayushman Bharat provides health insurance to the maximum of 5 lakh rupees for 10 crore households. 10 కోట్ల కుటుంబాలకు సంవత్సరానికి 5 లక్షల వరకు హెల్త్ ఇన్సూరెన్స్. That means, see, in India the biggest problem is whenever you get a disease or something, suddenly you have to pay a lot of money out of pocket. Is how to take loans for that. So Ayushman Bharat scheme was there for 10 crore family, means per family 5 people, for example. On an average 50 crores of Indians will get benefited out of this Ayushman Bharat. But here the thing is, our public sector infrastructure in health is very poor. And for example, you would be seeing, if somebody gets a big disease or big health problem, they will prefer to go to private hospital than to government hospital. Avuna? The reason is the infrastructure, diagnosis, quality of treatment, quality of care is far more better in the private hospital than in the government hospital. Kada? So what we need is collaboration with private sector or bridging the gap between public sector and private sector. That also should be done. So increasing the healthcare expenditure, at the same time trying to promote private sector support in the public sector. So public-private partnerships in this regard also is thing. Health sector is not egalitarian. Egalitarian means it will not treat everyone equally. If you have money, you can have better health care. If you don't have money, you cannot have better health care. Can it be like that in the health care? That is a thing. So all these things were discussed in the article. All these things were discussed in this article, and they have discussed about Niti Aayog, 3 years action agenda for healthcare. 3 years action agenda for healthcare. And next there is an interview. India should not depend on other countries. Interview with the veteran diplomat on India-Pakistan ties, India-US ties, K.S. Bajpai. K.S. Bajpai. He told India should not, a former secretary of Ministry of External Affairs, he told India should not depend on other countries. So you can read this interview slowly by today evening. Okay, done. So